Following the resignation of Nelson Chamisa from the Citizens Coalition for Change political party, some of his MPs also resigned from parliament. People started asking whether David Coulthard, the Bulawayo mayor, was also going to resign from his office. However, David Coulthard has made a strong point that he is not going to resign from his office since Bulawayo needs his attention. Bulawayo Mayor David Coulthard described the events that have been unfolding in the Citizens Coalition for Change political party since Nelson Chamisa's resignation as president and the subsequent resignations of other members. He describes the responses he has received from the public and the calls from those who have long been involved in the struggle for democracy in Zimbabwe for him to remain in office. This is clearly a time of turmoil and uncertainty for the Citizens Coalition for Change, and Coulthard's perspective is a valuable insight into the party's current state. Mayor David Coulthard emphasizes the unique challenges that Bulawayo is currently facing, including severe water challenges. He highlights the work that he has been doing to address these issues and expresses concern that his resignation as mayor could jeopardize these efforts and cause further harm to the city. It's clear that he takes his responsibilities as mayor very seriously and is committed to doing everything he can to improve the situation in Bulawayo. Coulthard goes on to mention that Chamisa never asked him to resign when he informed him of his own resignation. Instead, Chamisa told Coulthard to continue the work he has been doing. Coulthard then shares his personal views on resignation, noting that while he acknowledges the challenges of parliament, he believes it is important to not cede any democratic space that has been gained. This shows his commitment to continuing to fight for democracy and a better future for the people of Bulawayo. David Coulthard further elaborates on his Christian beliefs and how they influence his decision not to resign. He quotes Matthew 5, which states that Christians should be like salt and light in the world, providing guidance and preventing corruption. He goes on to cite historical figures who have been spoken out against powerful forces, such as Anne Pali, who spoke out against the Rhodesian government. He argues that, while he understands why people might choose to resign from parliament, he believes that it is important for opposition voices to remain in parliament in order to fight against corruption and unconstitutional laws. He is clearly committed to staying in parliament and continuing to fight for what he stands. In this passage, Coulthard considers the potential consequences of his resignation, arguing that it would make it easier for the ZANU-PF party to take over and consolidate its power. He believes that if he were to step down as mayor of Bulawayo, the party would be able to assume greater control over the city, with detrimental consequences for its residents. He also argues that it is possible to make a difference in the city despite the challenges and that it is worth continuing to fight for positive change. He represents himself as a voice of hope and determination in the face of adversity. Coulthard rejects the notion that a decision not to resign would be seen as a betrayal of Nelson Chamisa, or that it would be driven by personal gain. He states that he has had a close relationship with Chamisa and as well with other prominent opposition leaders such as Tendai Biti for many years, and that he remains committed to their shared values of democracy and freedom. He makes it clear that he will not be drawn into choosing sides of prioritizing his own interests over the greater good. He elaborates on his reasons for not resigning, emphasizing that he sympathizes with Chamisa's decision and remains committed to the same democratic principles. He rejects any suggestions that his decision is motivated by personal gain, pointing out that he did not seek the office and that the financial benefits are minimal. He presents himself as a public servant, motivated by a desire to serve the people of Bulawayo, even in the face of enormous challenges. This reinforces his position as a committed, selfless leader. In the final part of his tweet, Coulthard further emphasizes his commitment to his role as mayor, stating that it would be far easier for him to step down, but that it would be a betrayal of the people of Bulawayo. He expresses his resolve to stay in office and to continue serving the city, despite the difficulties he faces and the risk of being recalled. This final section highlights Coulthard's character and values, portraying him as a determined, selfless leader who is willing to sacrifice his own interests for the greater good.